So I kind of want to take my chance into covering Darkseid War. It was one of those storylines in the New 52 where a lot of people truly did love this event a lot. And I mean a lot of people did. Matter of fact, guys, I had a lot of friends who told me it was one of the best things, or probably the best thing about the New 52. Now, with that being said, when it comes to Darkseid War, how we're going to do this is that I'm going to use today's video as a way to cover the preludes that lead into the actual main storyline of Darkseid War. And then after that, the next couple videos are going to give us the ability to cover the main storyline. And then out of nowhere, we're going to have to stop and cover all the different tie-ins and then jump back into the main storyline to wrap everything up with a nice little bow. Now, when it comes to the preludes, the reason why they're so important because it kind of sets everything up. It tells us who are the main characters and where they came from and why they're doing everything they're doing in the actual main storyline. And so getting into today's storyline, we have to jump back in time to the point where we're on Themyscira and we pick up with the birth of Wonder Woman. Is Hippolyta giving birth? Now you would think at first, okay, that means possibly Diana plays a very important role when it comes to Darkseid War, or possibly when it comes to Diana, she could be a very important weapon to use as a way to stop Darkseid, except we then jump over to another woman who's also pregnant and giving birth as well. Now here's the thing. Her name is Marina, and when it comes to Marina, she did not tell any other Amazons except the two who are with her right now that she was pregnant. She hid the entire pregnancy. Now, the reason why is unknown to us at first, but here's the thing. One of the two women who are right now trying to help her give birth to her child is an oracle, and she said, I have tried my best to see the future of your child, but unfortunately, I could not see anything at all after your child was born. And so the reason why she is here to see what happens to the child after Marina gives birth to it. And so that is the moment she does give birth to a child. Of course, it is a girl, except this child does not look like the rest of the Amazons on Themyscira. And we kind of find out that this child does not look normal. She looks like, well, Darkseid's daughter, and we kind of find out, yes, this is Darkseid's daughter. Matter of fact, her name is going to be Grail, and she's going to be a very important character in the earlier chapters of Darkseid War, really the entire event. Either way, when it comes to the child being born, of course, the Oracle begins to freak out because now she is able to see the future for this child, and when she does, all she sees is darkness. All she sees is destruction across the board. This child is going to bring the end to everything on Earth. And so her thing is right now saying, go ahead and kill that child off. Now, once she's able to dive deeper into the actual future of this child, she sees a war between Darkseid and also the Anti-Monitor. Now the thing is, we have no idea what led up to that war, but thanks to that war, it destroys everything across the world. But again, it's all because of Grail. And then she is able to see the future of the Justice League, and they are going to be heavily affected by this war. Heroes might die, heroes might give up, heroes might disappear. That shows us how big this war is supposed to get. Now the thing is though, when it comes to Marina, she's all like, listen, you may tell me that my child is going to wreck everything across the world. You may tell me that she may be pure evil, but I'm still going to protect my child. And so she does kill off the Oracle. She does kill off the other Amazon and begin the process of trying to leave Themyscira. Because the thing is, the Oracle said when it comes to Grail, her purpose is to actually kill off Darkseid. And so when it comes to Marina, she's down with that idea. Like, yes, I want my daughter to go ahead and kill off Darkseid. And so she leaves Themyscira to begin that mission, to raise her daughter, to train her daughter for that important mission. But the thing is, before the Oracle died, she said, thanks to Grail, the birth of the anti-god will come. And that right there tells us it's about to go down when it comes to the Darkseid War. But as we jump into the second chapter of this book, we actually do pick up with another character talking to us, the readers. And the reason why is trying to explain how the multiverse works, or how the multiverse has always died, but always comes back. A universe dies, but then it is reborn once again. That history will always be repeated no matter what, because world dies and worlds come back to life again after being destroyed. Now, this is very crucial for the entire second chapter of the preludes for Darkseid War. And so then we pick up with a character known as Wilson Morgan. Now, when it comes to Wilson Morgan, he's honestly not that important. And what I mean by that is, Wilson Morgan is your regular guy. He was basically affected by the Amazovirus. And when it came to the Amazovirus, well, a lot of people were able to gain abilities, metahuman abilities. Now, most of those people lost their abilities, but some were able to keep theirs. And Wilson was one of those characters. Now, here's the thing, because he still tries to be a hero. And matter of fact, he's trying to save his neighbor's daughter. Unfortunately, he is shot and killed while he was trying to go after the bad guy who had kidnapped the daughter. And so, unfortunately, this is the tail end of Wilson Morgan. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, Fresh, why in the world are you telling us this story right here about this guy? And the reason why, because you have someone watching over him, observing him, and that would be Metron. Now, when it comes to Metron, he sits on the Morbius chair. And when it comes to the Morbius chair, it basically gives the user or the person sitting on it all the knowledge of the entire multiverse. And so when it comes to Metron, he knows everything about everything. And the thing is, though, unfortunately, he could not do anything at all to make the universe or the multiverse better. And the reason why, because his role is to just be an observer, to continue to learn more and more about the different things of different universes across DC's multiverse. Now, he does mention the idea that he did use his knowledge as a way to stop a war between two planets. And of course, this brings in the new gods. He is talking about New Genesis and also Apocalypse, the homes of the new gods. Because those two worlds, they sit on the outside of the multiverse. Now, the thing is, though, they have been at war for a very long time. And so this is technically Metron saying he's trying to use his knowledge that he has gained from the Morbius chair to find a way to bring peace between the two worlds. Now, unfortunately, there isn't going to be any kind of peace at all, but he does try. And what he tries to do is make a deal by telling both leaders of these two worlds to give up a son to each other as a way to say they will no longer attack each other at all and leave each other alone. And so with that being said, Darkseid would have to give up one of his sons over to Highfather. And the same thing for Highfather as well. He has to give Darkseid one of his sons. Now, here is the thing though. Because when it comes to Metron, when he does tell Darkseid about this idea, Darkseid does not care at all. He's kind of like, dude, even if I gave one of my children over to Highfather, it's not going to end the war. I will still continue to attack him. But you have Metron say, but yes, but Highfather will no longer attack you, because then he'll play more defense rather than offense. He would hate the idea of trying to get rid of your world with the idea of his son being on your world. And that's technically true, because when you have Metron go over to Highfather, he tells Highfather like, hey dude, I made a deal with Darkseid. He agrees to end the war if you only trade sons with each other. And so you get one of his kids and he'll get one of your kids. Now for Highfather, he's kind of like, no, I would not give up one of my sons as a way to end this war. I would not use my son as a bargaining chip. I would not give my son up to the idea that he might die over there in that world. I would never do it. But unfortunately for Highfather, to protect his world, to protect his people, he has to give up one of his sons. And so the deal goes through, and these two boys are going to be important as well for the whole Darkseid War storyline. Now, with that being said, when it comes to Metron, as he sits there in the chair and kind of realizes the deal is done, well, that is when we see the first death of the multiverse for Metron to experience. And so then you have Metron begin to experience all these different kinds of events that had happened in DC's past. What I mean by that is that had changed DC's multiverse over the years of DC Comics. So for example, Crisis on Infinite Earth, that got rid of the multiverse. But again, when it comes to Metron, he was there to watch that happen. When it came to Infinite Crisis, he was there as well. That brought back the multiverse. 0 Hour, he was also there for Flashpoint as well. And when it comes to Flashpoint, he said that is the reason why the new 52 was born. But the thing is though, he's trying to say when it comes to DC's multiverse, it cannot survive another event like that at all. We should have no more Crisis at all when it comes to DC Comics, because if there is another Crisis, well, the problem is it could technically be the end for DC's multiverse. But then he realized this all began because of one person. And so that leads into Metron finding one particular person, and that would be the Anti-Monitor, because he's the reason everything has started when it comes to the idea of the multiverse dying but also being reborn. But like I said earlier, when it comes to Metron, he says the multiverse cannot survive another Crisis at all. And so this is him right now coming to the Anti-Monitor. And the reason why? Because Anti-Monitor, his whole purpose is to destroy. Like when it comes to Metron, his whole purpose is to be, well, the observer. Now, here's the thing though. We also learned that when it comes to Metron, his real name is Mobius, which means the chair that Metron sits in used to belong to the Anti-Monitor. Now, with that being said though, when it comes to the Anti-Monitor, he says, listen, my goal is to not destroy reality at all. I have a new goal in mind. Now, with that being said though, when it comes to Metron, he says, no, you're lying, because you, Anti-Monitor, had already killed off one universe, one Earth, and that was the Crime Syndicate Earth. You got rid of that Earth. Now, we already know it does come back down the road in DC Comics, but by this point in the new 52, we had no idea at all. But either way though, we are left to believe that, hey, when it comes to the Anti-Monitor, he got rid of that universe completely. Now, when it comes to Metron, he says, listen, I have a deal for you. If you are able to accept this deal and stop being a destroyer, I will also stop being the observer as well. Because again, you are on the path to destroy all reality across the multiverse. But the thing is, you have the Anti-Monitor one more time tell Metron, I'm not trying to get rid of reality. I have a new goal in mind. And then that is the moment where, well, you have Metron be attacked from behind. Now, after being attacked, you then have the Anti-Monitor tell Metron, oh no, I'm not trying to get rid of reality. I'm trying to get rid of Darkseid, to get rid of the new gods. And then that is the moment we kind of find out that, well, the Anti-Monitor had teamed up with Grail, the daughter of Darkseid, who's also down with the idea to kill off Darkseid. Again, to kill off the new gods. And this is just a prelude to Darkseid War. So with that being said, guys, I do hope you enjoyed today's comic book video. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.